What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared, and in this episode we are going to finally be finishing up all the last bits of the transom assembly. Talking about exhaust Y pipes, getting the steering reconnected to the steering lever, the continuity kit. That's a real pain in the butt. I would wager that anybody who's done this job before probably also broke a ton of the screws that hold the continuity wires on. So we're going to go over how to reattach them. We also have to get the inside part of the shift cable adjusted because we left that kind of as a cliffhanger in the last video. So I think that's it. So anyway, let's get on to it. Back in 2017, I began a full restoration of my 96 Bayliner by tearing it apart all the way down to the hull. From there, I began the rebuilding process, which included learning to fiberglass, rebuilding an engine and outdrive, learning to fair and paint, and even upholstery. Now, I've bought a 28-foot cabin cruiser, and I'm starting all over. Welcome, my name's Jared. Now get ready, because it's going to be a ship show. Alright, so first thing we are going to do is pick up back where we left off at the shift cable. So just as a reminder, I got this little tool here for the shift cable. It's homemade. You basically just need a piece of 1/4 inch anything that you can cut this slot in and use for this. So this needs to be on out here before you do this next step. So let's go ahead and hop inside the boat and finish it up. Okay guys, we are inside the bilge, and what we need to do this, if you remember, this is our shift cable on the inside. Last video we went through connecting all this on the outside, and one of the reasons I didn't finish this up then is because I forgot I didn't have this tool. Now, you may not need this tool. I'm told that some of the newer Bravo shift cables come with this barrel nut staked in place and it's not adjustable. Now in my case, you can see this spins freely. So this is going to need adjustment, which means you're going to need the tool. So what we need to do is, remember with that tool on the outside, you want to pull on this piece to put tension on the shift cable core, which is going to pull it tight up against that tool on the outside. And then we're going to put the hole on the end of the shift cable onto this post in the tool. And then we are going to pull to put tension on the shift core, because if you push in, you can see it can move, and that means that shift core is pushing out on the outside. So we're going to keep tension on it and adjust this barrel nut in and out until it falls into that hole. Okay, so right there. The thing here is, because I don't have the motor in the boat, I can't just take this back out because this barrel nut could start spinning again. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to take a zip tie, and I'm just going to zip tie this tool to the shift cable. That way it's just going to stay installed on here, and then when I go to put this on the motor later, it'll already be adjusted and I don't have to worry about things moving. Now you could obviously just skip this part for the time being and then do this later when you're putting the motor in, but I want to get this taken care of now and just out of the way, so I'm going to leave this tool installed for now. Okay, so that is the shift cable adjusted. And at this point, we can go ahead and remove the tool from the outside of the drive, put that away with our other tools. And I am going to take the shift cable and just kind of stick it to the side for now. All right, guys, we got the shift cable adjusted and good to go. So next thing I want to do is get the steering ram installed on the transom plate. So to do that, we got to get our steering pins, swivel pins, whatever you call them, that go into these two holes with their respective washers. Get them threaded in, and then we're going to clean out some of the old grease in this one and then put in some new lithium grease, and we'll get it installed. Okay, so we got the pins installed till they're just flush with the transom plate here, so that'll allow the ram to slip in. But before we do that, like I said, I want to clean out the old grease in these little cups here and then put in some new. So I think this is one of those situations where just about anything will do, grease-wise, bearing grease, whatever. I'm going to go and use some white lithium grease because that looks a lot like what was in there before. So I want it to be sort of compatible with each other. It's not like this is a high speed, high load thing, so it really just needs to keep corrosion from happening. So just kind of use whatever you got. Okay, so we got these bolts hand tight, so I'm gonna go grab the right size socket for that, and then we'll get them torqued down to 25 foot-pounds. All right, we got our torque wrench with the 1-inch socket set to 25 foot-pounds, so let's get these tightened up and then we'll bend these tabs over. We got a kind of a beater chisel here for getting the tab started, and then just a regular punch to fold it over the rest of the way. So just gonna see which one aligns best with one of the flats. And then we'll fold that one up. The top one bent over. All right, hopefully you can see that. Kind of just bent this corner over. That's really the best one I could get at on the top, and then on the bottom, right there. Okay, so those are all good to go. Now we got to get the pin that goes into the steering lever down through there, and the cotter pin, and then once that's done, I'm going to go through and clean up all this grease. Here is the pin, the old cotter pin. Just going to reuse that. The pin is in with the cotter pin. Let me get this cleaned up. Okay, we got this cleaned up nice. I'm going to come back in here in a little bit and grease a couple of these things up. Just a little bit, but the next big thing we want to do is get the exhaust Y pipe installed down at the bottom here. So we're going to get this gasket out and get it in place down here with a little bit of gasket maker just to hold it in place. Get the Y pipe installed. Got our Y pipe bolts here. Going to coat them in a little bit of gasket maker just to help seal any water out. And we'll get these 4 torqued down to 23 foot-pounds. That's the Y pipe installed. Okay, so with the Y pipe installed, the shift cable good to go, steering good to go, the next thing I want to do is address the continuity kit. So that is this thing here. I bought this a while ago because a lot of these screws broke when I was disassembling these things, and there was even some of these continuity wires that were broken or missing. So I knew that needed to be addressed, which is probably a big part of why there was a lot of corrosion on the outdrive. I want to make sure we go back with a new continuity kit and make sure everything is correct. So I want to get done everything in here, and then we'll move to the outside of the boat and address the ones out there. At least the ones that I can do for now. Some of them are going to be going to the trim cylinders, which I don't have on right now because I at least need to clean them up, and I want to make sure that they don't need rebuilt. Okay, so the first continuity wire I want to address is this guy right here. It's very obvious compared to the rest of them because it has a much bigger lug on the one side. Okay, so that goes from this bolt here that goes through the transom to the bolt on this little bracket here. So I actually need to undo this one, even though this has been torqued to spec already. I forgot about this wire, so we're going to undo this one, pop the wire on, retorque it, and probably go around and check all the other ones while I'm at it, make sure nothing's loose. And then we'll get the other end bolted to here, and then this continuity wire will be done. All right, okay, now this one that's up here, there's nothing wrong with it. So I am just going to leave this one in place and just torque down the screw up here because I didn't tighten it yet, and then this one will be good to go. So these are a T25 Torx, and there actually is no torque spec that I can find in the manual, so we're just going to go till it makes the click sound. Click. Okay, so for continuity wires, that's actually it for the inside. Now we need to go outside the boat and address those out there, and that's where the real problems start because those ones are pretty much all broken. So let's go talk about how we're going to deal with that. All right, it's a good thing we're done down in the bilge because it's starting to get dark in there. But man, it is a beautiful night, even if the camera won't adjust and focus. All right, guys, so I'm going to get these continuity wires in, and one thing I'm realizing is I probably should have drilled some of these before I assembled it because one of these is going to be really tough to get to. But really what I'm having to do is re-drill holes where the old screws were that stripped and broke off. So instead of trying to drill out those old screws, you're going to be trying to drill out stainless and aluminum. It's not going to go well. So I'm just going to drill new holes that are close and then use the new screws from the continuity kit just right next to the old ones. So the one that's going to be really tough is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. Let me zoom in here. On the inside of the gimbal ring, right there, you may be able to see that, is where the old screw was that snapped off. So I'm going to try and get in there with a drill and put a hole as close to that as possible. Now again, that's going to be tough with all the stuff here. Okay, let's see if that's far enough for that screw to go in. Okay, there are 3 wires in this kit that are the same length. They're the shorter ones, and then there's 2 of the longer ones. This is one of the shorter ones, and then the other 2 will go to, well, you'll see. The 2 long ones go to the trim cylinders, which I'm not going to be putting on right now because I'm going to give them a good cleaning, so we won't cover that. But grab your wire here, grab one of your new thread forming screws. That's actually, so these holes don't need to get tapped because this is a thread forming screw. If you can see this, it's almost like triangular shaped on the end, if that shows up. Before I put the wire on, I'm going to see if this screw actually goes. That screw went in okay. The hole's drilled deep enough, so now we just put our screw on the wire and actually attach it. Now the other end of this wire, I actually already went ahead and drilled it. You can see our orientation here, and then I'll zoom you in a little bit. Goes right there. And if you can see where the old screw was, right next to it, obviously not exactly the same spot, but close enough that we'll get the full range of this wire. All right, now let's just check our full range of motion. Okay, so that gets a little bit tight, so I'm going to rotate that a little bit so it's facing back more. So I was just tightening that in its upwardmost position. Okay, there we go. So now that has full range of motion, that wire doesn't get too tight and nothing is hitting, so that is good. Okay, so with that continuity wire installed, the next thing we need to do is this one here. So if you can see that, that is going from the gimbal housing to the gimbal ring. Okay, so just to orient you here, there it is. We're gonna slide up under here, hopefully. Zoomed out the whole way. Let me get some light. Okay, so we are going from this hole here to, well, where that screw used to be. So we got to drill another one in that spot. Okay, so there to there. Grab our screw and our wire. Get this last little one in. I know I don't need my safety glasses anymore, but I know as soon as I take them off, a piece of aluminum is going to fall in my eye. So I'm going to continue to look like a nut for a little longer. Okay, so like I said, there are 2 longer wires left that are going to go from this point underneath to the trim cylinders, and I'm going to address that later once the trim cylinders are ready to go. This last of the short wires is not really needed because that's actually the one that's on the steering lever inside the boat, and the old one was in good shape, so I didn't need to do that. And at this point, that's effectively the continuity kit done. There's some other stuff in here that goes with the outdrive, like this is the grounding plate that goes from the outdrive to the bell housing. And then the rest of this stuff is actually for either stuff that's inside the boat that we already did, and the Mercathode underneath here. I replaced the Mercathode, so it's already got all new washers and grounding components and all that stuff anyway, so that's already good to go. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Didn't have to do a whole lot, just a couple of wires that were broken from the disassembly. So continuity kit, check. Okay, so what do we have left to do on this gimbal housing? Let's get those trim centers on. All right, getting some of my Permatex here. Got my screws nice and cleaned up with a wire wheel. And we're gonna go ahead and get these trim centers installed. So these, the threads are pretty gross, which is pretty normal for these. So I cleaned them up real quick in a vise with a wire wheel. Now, I'm going to just worry about getting these installed for the time being. We will cover actually setting the correct, like setting them, you know, at a later time. I'm just going to get these screwed in for the time being and get the clips on the wires so we can essentially call this transom assembly done. All right, gonna go spin the wheel the other way, get the other side, and call it good. All right, guys, that is gonna officially wrap up this transom assembly. I say unofficially because technically I still have the trim cylinders left to clean up, but I'm kind of gonna ignore that. But that feels awesome to finish that up. That was a ridiculous amount of work. It took forever. Now, it doesn't need to take forever. I was balancing that with boat work, full-time job, randomly setting up a saltwater aquarium. I have too many hobbies. Anyways, with that wrapped up, that feels amazing, and I am so ready to move on to something different that I haven't done in a while. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. It is getting cold outside, so it's most likely going to be things that I can either work on remotely, like in the house, and then put it on the boat later, or things that I can work on maybe inside the boat, just stay out of the weather and the wind and stuff. I do need to wrap up some plumbing still, and I'm really actually excited to start looking at the electrical system that I'm going to be installing on this boat. It's going to be getting a major upgrade over what it was from the factory. I got big plans, going with that fancy blue stuff that a lot of people like to use. Anyways, that's going to be in a future episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really hope that you guys found this entire Bravo transom assembly refurb, rehab, refurbish, whatever you want to call it. It was a full-on ground up, I mean literally down to bare metal and everything. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see what's coming down the pike, and share it with a friend that you think might find it useful. But anyway, as we head into the winter, I know a lot of you guys are kind of done with boat work or wishing you were, but we got to push on. So we'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, see ya.